Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show, where after a while the little voice in your head says, why am I watching this? Good morning, YouTube friends, and happy Tuesday. May the 4th be with you. Sorry, had to do that. Star Wars Day. Little bit, whoops, that mic is popping too much right now. Got to calm that bad boy down. There we go. Okay, I got this new mic. It's got little adjustments on the bottom, so if you move it, touch it, end up turning the gain up too bad, and that'll wipe out your headphones. Anyway, good morning. Had a fun day yesterday. Got to spend the day with a nice couple from Dallas, Texas, just kind of looking around. I'll show you what we saw yesterday. We were out looking at over 55 communities in the Northwest Valley. Had a great time. Spent most of the day out there. Looked at some incredible new construction, and there's some neat choices out there. So we went into one house. It was a resale home. And their back patio is what dreams are made of. I mean, they had a fireplace out there. They had a big 50-inch screen TV. And I was ready to move in, my friends. I'll tell you what. So anyway, if you ever want to tour the valley, if you are not from here and you want to get around and take a look at things, you know, a schedule permitting, be more than happy to take you out there and show you around. It's fun. And David and Cindy, thanks for lunch. It was great. Pleasure to meet you. Our listings today, 4,546. Our 7-day moving average is 4,281 homes came on, 4,124 ended up going under contract. And I'm going to show you what that looks like on the screen here. Now, if you are an expert in Excel and charts and you're OCD, this will drive you batty. So I'm going to zoom in just a hair here. If I can get this thing to come up, I'll go 200%. Because what I want to show you is where we're at today. So the blue line represents over a 7-day moving average, how many new listings are coming up, and then how many are going under contract. And this is what we need to see. We need to see this blue exceed the yellow. But when you're sitting here and you're looking at numbers that scroll down to only 157 unit difference, that's not going to move the bar, folks, so it's not going to do too much. So we look at the Cromford Index, and this is showing you, well, let's go to the right Cromford one I want to show you here first. Cromford Market Index, as we talked about the other day, is a measure, a mathematical measure that shows the in favor of sellers in May, and that 511, 502, 473. And if you take another look at it, and if we look at the Cromford Index, kind of starting to see some movement there. So you can see that it's trending down, and that's what we need, way down to here. Sellers tremendously. And you have to be a little cautious about it. And then the fourth quarter will be probably more and have the numbers look astronomical, you know, if you're closed in March and it. So I don't really know. What I see too, though, is there's a lot of stock market and a lot of money going to. That tells you there's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of money when people are willing to gamble. And it's usually back in the 70s and 80s, people were collecting art and they were overpaying for art. Now they've just moved to digital things. So just a little speculation on my part. I read the Housing Bubble blog. It's kind of interesting to see. And down here in RE/MAX of Southeastern Michigan said, buyers need to consider how much money they are spending when purchasing right now and if they're comfortable with that decision. If you have the means and you have the money, then this is a long-term place. That may be still okay for you, but for a lot of folks, you really need to sit back and ask yourself, am I okay with overextending myself potentially? I think that's important. We saw a home this weekend, and it was listed for $825. And so I pulled up the data for this area, and we saw that it said that the average listing here was going for $70,000 over list, between $800,000 and $900,000. I thought, wow, that's pretty brisk. But then when I actually pulled up the 6 houses that had sold in those 30 days, only 2 of them went over asking price. One for $10,000 and the second one over $100,000. It was $850 and they bid it up to $950. So that threw the average off. So we couldn't really look at that. But along comes somebody that, is they'll surprise you. You'll just get somebody that's going to come in and they're going to swoop and they're not going to outbid you astronomically. At that point, you have to let go of that emotion of wanting to win. If somebody just came and took that house from you and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna bid higher. I caution you, wait. So, don't go outside of your goals. So if you've decided that you want to have this offer price for that home and somebody comes out there and just wildly beats you, then move on. Because last thing you want to do is, feel very victorious that you won this bid, and then you get the payment and you move in and you go, why did I do that? And that goes with any price point, not just in the high end. So figure out where you want to be and stay there. And I know you're going to get outbid. This house had 11 offers. You're going to get outbid from time to time, but then if you keep swinging that bat, you're going to get one that falls within where you want to be. But you have to let go of that emotion of pretending it's a baseball game and you want to win, because what's going on out there still is this is the list price and sales price per square foot. So it's kind of an eye chart, but this shows total here that the average list price was $245 a square foot and the offer price was $250. That's actually the sales price. The offer price may be higher. If we drill it down by 2 of the hottest markets that we have right now, which are Chandler and Gilbert, and right here, then you see it's slightly more aggressive. $226 per square foot is the asking price, and we're going $229 in the closed price. Let's go out to, let's see Paradise Valley for a moment. This thing, whenever I click this, it refreshes, so I got to get rid of Gilbert. There we go. So what's going on in PV? Ooh, things kind of dipped, and they'll do that because you've got the average price per square foot in $3 million homes. It changes, so it's pretty close. Monthly sales price $229, list price $226. So it just shows you how prices are going up, and then the difference between the offer and the actual close price are starting to get pretty wild. While we're seeing the listings start to come up, it's happening ever so slowly, folks, and we're going to be in this boat at 11 offers. 2 weeks ago, might have got on that price range really easy. When you start getting that list and you can see, well, this one came on for $350 and it went for $370. It came at $340. Study the neighborhood, use Google Maps, become your own local area expert on where you're looking. And you'll discover real soon that you are pretty good at looking at prices and figuring out where the trends are and figuring out where you need to land. And then remember, sometimes you need to ignore the price and just concentrate on the payment. Because if you look and you're going to bid $25,000 more than the asking price, it doesn't feel good right here. But then look at that payment and look at where everybody else is bidding, and you might be okay, because when all the bids come in close to yours, they have established the market price for that home. The list price doesn't mean anything anymore. That's just what people are asking, and it's up to you to decide where you want to land. Just don't overshoot it. People don't counter as a rule. Yesterday I got lucky, actually had a really nice email back from the listing agent that said, congratulations, we had 11 offers. You are in the top 3. Here are some considerations that you may want to look at. They're going to go over the offers again this afternoon. So if you want to change your purchase contract, here are the key points that matter most to our sellers. I thought that was fabulous. That's the only counter offer I've got all month. And I want to give those guys a great shout out and say, thanks. That's the way to do business. So we kind of recrafted a little bit and sent it in. And I was happy to do so. That's the way to do business. So if you're out, in most cases, when you put in an offer, you're going to have it be your absolute top price with all your terms. And as they're sorting through all these offers, you win, you win. So they're not going to say, hey, you're number 5. Here's the other 4 offers that beat you out. That party's over. Stardust, I'll do some looking on the East Mark tomorrow for new construction and see if I can get you some data. We'll take a look. If anybody else wants me to look at any particular areas, just shoot me a note or put it in the comments section of this video, and I will get back to you. In the meantime, have a fabulous Tuesday, folks. Take on the week.